Hello friends, it is October the 20th of 2022. This video is about a collection update. I've purchased a lot of albums as of lately, and yeah, I'm just going to go through these albums and talk to you about them. Let's get right into this. Up first is Solitude Aeternus with Into the Depths of Sorrow and Beyond the Crimson Horizon. This came out in 2022. It came out about a month ago. So this album is it's a 2 CD collection. It's actually a re-release of their first 2 albums, Into the Depths of Sorrow and Beyond the Crimson Horizon. Those albums came out back in 1991 and 1992. I've been wanting those albums for quite a long time, but they do go for quite a bit of money, and so yeah, when they decided to re-release those albums on a 2 CD collection, I was definitely excited and I had to purchase it. And now I've completed my Solitude Aeternus collection. I'm a big fan of Solitude Aeternus, have been into them for quite a number of years now, and yeah, I'm very happy with this release right here, and yeah, it's excellent. I highly recommend this 2 CD collection here. It's fantastic, and Solitude Aeternus, great band. If you're not familiar with them, definitely check them out, especially if you're a fan of doom metal, like traditional style doom metal or like epic style doom metal. Definitely give them a listen. Okay, so that is Solitude Aeternus with Into the Depths of Sorrow and Beyond the Crimson Horizon. Frank Zappa with Halloween 73. This came out in 2019. So yeah, obviously this was recorded back in 1973 and just was released about 3 years ago. Yeah, pretty good CD. I'm a huge fan of Frank Zappa, and so yeah, I'm always expanding on my Frank Zappa collection. He has a lot of albums, and there's been so many albums that have been released since his passing, and this is one of them right here. Yeah, it's a pretty good album, and especially since it's Halloween season now, I decided to purchase this one. Yeah, excellent stuff. Okay, so that is Frank Zappa with Halloween 73. Frank Zappa with One Size Fits All. This came out in 1975. Excellent album. I really enjoyed this one right here. I've been wanting this one for quite a while, and like I said, I'm always expanding on my Frank Zappa collection. I have quite a few of his albums. Maybe 25 to 30 of his albums so far, but still quite a few to go. He has, like I said, so many albums, and this one is just fantastic. I know a lot of Frank Zappa fans really enjoy this one quite a bit, and yeah, it's fantastic. Alright, so that is Frank Zappa with One Size Fits All. Spiritus Mortis with The Great Seal. This came out in 2022. This came out about 2 or 3 months ago. So yeah, Spiritus Mortis, they haven't released an album in, I think, like about 6 years, and so yeah, it's been quite a while, and I've been anticipating an album from them for quite a long time, and so yeah, they finally released a new album, a bit of a different lineup this time around, and yeah, excellent stuff. Great band out of Finland, great doom metal band. They have more of that kind of like traditional or epic doom metal style. They've been around for quite a number of years, and yeah, they have some great albums, and this one is fantastic. I haven't listened to it a whole lot so far, but it's an album that I will definitely be getting into more within the coming weeks and months. Yeah, great album. Okay, so that is Spiritus Mortis with The Great Seal. Into Eternity with the Incurable Tragedy. This came out in 2008. This is a band out of Saskatchewan, Canada. They've been around for quite a number of years, since like the late 1990s, and so yeah, I have as of lately I purchased some of their albums, and I've been into them for quite a number of years actually, and so as of lately I've just been sort of getting into them more so, and this is a great album right here. They have more of that melodic death metal style, very good. Yeah, excellent songwriting, very heavy, lots of great melodies, great vocals, great guitar playing, just all around great musicianship. If you're a fan of like melodic death metal, especially bands like Arch Enemy or Amon Amarth or Children of Bodom, that kind of style, you'll definitely enjoy this. Okay, so that is Into Eternity with The Incurable Tragedy. Alright, so now I have a bunch of new metal albums. I am a fan of new metal. It's something that I grew up with, and still something that I can appreciate to this day, and I know a lot of metalheads out there aren't particularly fond of new metal, and that's fine. It's something, like I said, I grew up with it, and it's still a style of metal that I can appreciate and cherish, and for me it has sort of like nostalgic qualities as well, and yeah, so I can still appreciate new metal, and I just decided to purchase a bunch of new metal albums as of lately, and so yeah, I'm just going to get into these. All right, so this is Slaves on Dope with Inches from the Main Line. Yeah, this came out in 2000. Yeah, interesting stuff. I've been familiar with this band for quite a number of years, and since my teenage years, and yeah, never had purchased anything from them before, but decided to go with this album right here. Decent stuff. I mean, it's it's a bit silly, a bit cringy, but it's nice to have this in my collection. I think it's a decent album. All right, so that is Slaves on Dope with Inches from the Main Line. Seven Dust with their self-titled album. This album came out in 1997. This is their first album. Yeah, so Seven Dust, they've released a lot of albums. I don't even know how many albums they've released. Must be about 10 or so. And had finally decided to purchase a couple of their albums. And yeah, pretty decent band. Considered by a lot of nu metal fans to be one of the best nu metal bands of all time. Yeah, pretty decent stuff. I haven't got into this album a whole lot, but yeah, I will definitely be listening to it more. Okay, so that is Seven Dust with their self-titled album. Cold with the Year of the Spider. This album came out in 2003. So Cold are a band that I've been familiar with for a long time. I do have one of their other albums, and just decided to get another one of their albums, and yeah, this album is just fantastic. Excellent stuff. They kind of remind me a little bit of Stained. They definitely have that kind of Stained style. Very melancholic sounding. Yeah, excellent songwriting, very catchy songs. I think it's pretty good. Yeah, excellent stuff. I like them. Okay, so that is Cold with the Year of the Spider. POD with Satellite. This album came out in 2001. So POD, not a band that I'm a big fan of. I'm not really a fan of them necessarily, but I just decided to get this album because it is considered to be one of the best or one of the most essential nu metal albums ever released, and decided, well, you know what, let's purchase it. And yeah, I just figured it'd be nice to have it in my collection, and yeah, it's pretty decent stuff. I can definitely appreciate some of these songs. Like I said, not really a big fan of them necessarily, but it's kind of cool to have this album in my collection. And yeah, like I said, decent stuff. It's an album that so many people are familiar with, and yeah. All right, so that is POD with Satellite. Stained with Chapter 5. This came out in 2005. Yeah, Stained. I haven't purchased an album from them in many years, probably since like my teenage years. I was a big fan of them, especially when I was like in my mid-teens. I really enjoyed their first like 3 albums. Those earlier albums were pretty heavy. They definitely had that. They were definitely part of that nu metal scene, and then they kind of went a bit more commercial sounding. On this album right here, it's a little bit more rock, hard rock, I suppose. I mean, it's heavier at moments, but yeah, decent stuff. Definitely not one of my more favorite albums from them. I haven't listened to it a whole lot though, but I will listen to it more. But yeah, I can definitely appreciate Stained. Pretty good band. Like I said, I was a big fan of them when I was younger. Then I kind of went away from them, but yeah, I decided to purchase this album. Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, so that is Stained with Chapter 5. Taproot with Gift. This came out in 2000. I've never purchased anything from this band before. Not even too familiar with them, but I know a lot of people do consider this to be one of the best nu metal albums of all time, and decided to get it. Decided to add it to my collection. I've listened to a little bit so far, not so much though, but what I've heard so far, it's pretty good. Yeah, I know a lot of nu metal fans, like I said, really enjoy this album so much, and it's definitely one of the more essential albums in the nu metal genre. And yeah, I will definitely be listening to it more. Okay, all right, that is Taproot with Gift. And the last album here, another nu metal album. This is 40 Below Summer with Invitation to the Dance. Okay, yeah, Invitation to the Dance. This album came out in 2001. Yeah, this is a band I've been familiar with since my teenage years. I do recall listening to a little bit of their music back when I was a teenager, like around the time I was maybe 15, 16. And I definitely enjoyed it, but I never purchased anything from them. Up until now, I just decided, you know what, I'm going to get an album from that band, 40 Below Summer, and it's pretty good stuff. I think they are one of the more underrated bands within the whole nu metal genre. Pretty decent stuff, I must say. I haven't listened to too much so far, but what I've heard, I really enjoyed. Pretty solid new metal stuff, I'd say. Pretty good songwriting right here. Yeah, if you're not familiar with this band, give them a listen, especially if you're into new metal. Yeah, check it out, okay? All right, so that is 40 Below Summer with the Invitation to the Dance. All right. Alright, so those are some albums that I've purchased as of lately. Yeah, lots of great albums here. I'm definitely happy to have these albums in my collection. I have purchased lots of more albums as well, and I'm just waiting for a lot of those albums to come into the mail still. But yeah, I've just been kind of going on a bit of a buying craze right now, and just purchasing a lot of albums and just really building on the collection. And yeah, I love metal so much, so it's just great to just continuously buy more metal albums and just surround myself with as much metal as possible. And yeah, I just love metal so much. I think I have about 1,600 albums now, so I have a pretty extensive collection, and yeah, I just love collecting. Alright, so let me know what you think. Leave some comments. I'm always curious to know what you guys think, and I want to say thank you very much for watching, and I want to say thanks to all the people who watch my videos and subscribe to my channel. I really truly appreciate it. Take care, my friends. Cheers.